I've been talking this whole time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's start this party all over again then, because our show was getting it in. I was really, really getting it in. I was talking, I was going. I was going, going, going. Okay, so let me start this train all over. Okay, good morning. Peace, power, and profit out there to everybody. I already done my squat, so yep. I was chilling. Thank you, Tasha. I was, I was calling your name and everything. Yes, honey. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Now I can get back to start. I apologize. I did not have that set up properly. My bad, my bad, my bad. So good morning out there, out here in the social media world. Peace and love to Dagger Squad. What's up, Garfield? All right, Facebook, how y'all doing? Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my channel, okay? I need like 280 something 290, 281 subscribers to get to 1,000. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, greatly appreciated. All right, so this morning I have my shirt on. What have you distracted? What have you distracted? We're talking about delays. Okay, what in your life is delaying your progress? What have you allowed yourself to get involved in, to be doing, that you have the results that you're looking for is on hold? You know, you gotta stop and think about it. First, let me let you guys see. my beautiful and lovely Luella. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's coming along pretty fine. Okay. So she's liking how I treat her so far. Yeah. So we're gonna put her right here. All right. So do my best, take pretty good care of her. Let you guys see the growth. All right. So yeah, so I kind of engage in that this morning. Delays. So I know in my journey what was distracting me was focusing so much on the falls, focusing on the unsupport, um, the timeliness in which help would come if I had to react or something was to happen. How would I be able to get into appointments to get the medical help? Um, the process of actually going through the therapy and the duration it took. Like I was focused so much, I was distracted by what I needed to do, what I needed to add as a part of my healing process. I was so distracted what I had to do to get there versus just doing. I get a regimen. If I get a feeding regimen, then follow the plan, follow the meal plan, okay? And then see the results along the way. If I got certain exercises to deal with a certain area that was affected, then do the exercises according to instructions. If it was implement some resting periods in between, then rest. If it was adding devices or devices that will help with lubrication or mobility, then add those. If it was getting rid of them, then put them to the side. So my distraction became more was that I was postponing my results to the point of delays. I delayed. I was delaying along the way only because I was so focused on what I had to do versus doing. That's in our when I was in the military. That's in our creed. It was be no do. Okay, be you gotta act it out. No, you're aware that if you act it out, there's gonna be results. So do it. What are you waiting on? Don't delay it. Don't postpone it. Don't sit around and think that the smallest interaction won't hurt your process, won't keep you from getting those results that you desire. It actually will. You could tell by just the time that has gone by, that has literally passed you by. And you have not completed the task that you set out to. Because somewhere along the line, you're delaying some of your journey based on what have you distracted. So what is it? What has you distracted? Sometimes that's not information you want to expose, and that's cool. You just have to know that you have to mitigate that distraction. It's like putting together a risk assessment. You identify all of your concerns, then you rate them: high, medium, low. Then you decide what variables that would affect these ratings that will lower them. Then you rate them again. So you list those variables by each of the categories. Then you re-rate. So your highs should at least either drop to medium or moderate or low. Your moderate should drop to low, and your low could kind of either stay the same or it's no longer a factor. So when you decide, do a risk assessment. Jot down 1, 2, as many as you would like, information that has you distracted, that's causing you to delay your results. I know what mine are. So I'm going to write them down. And then I'll probably talk about, how I rated them and what are the results on tomorrow. So delays come into play because something have you distracted from being on point, from being on task, for operating in the efficiency that you desire. You have to decide. You may not identify it as a distraction, but if it's keeping you from those end results, then you're distracted. And so distractions bring about delays. Delays keep you in a space of uncertainty. So therefore, you continue to be distracted, and it doesn't work for you. And so one of the ways that you can mitigate, again, you can write down what has you distracted, what's keeping you, what's delaying you, what has postponed your results. And with deciding and writing down and reviewing those actions, you have to rate them. And when you rate your distractions high, moderate, low, you have to come up with variables to keep those ratings or to drive those ratings down. So again, whatever you rated as high should become either moderate or low. Whatever you rated as moderate should become low. And whatever is low, either you find the element to dismiss or it remains low. That means you have to be real with your actions. In order to be real with your actions, you have to decide on the variables that will mitigate. Now that's where the rubber meets the road sometimes. Because you know what you can do to control these distractions. You know. You just haven't decided, or you haven't become comfortable enough to address them. So therefore, you allow them to linger. You allow them to stay relevant in your situation, but then yet you complain that it's taking longer than necessary. Some elements have to be addressed. Some variables have to be addressed. If you don't, you do not get desired results. So I say good morning to you all out there. Let's talk about it. What are you causing to be delayed in your life? Is this something you even thought about? How does distractions get in the way of end desires? What's the end game? Too often, way too often, folks can write down their goal, their end game, they can, their passion, their mission, their purpose. It's that travel along the way. It's those obstacles or those roads that are very appealing. Not even those roads that exits is off your pathway. The song says, "Follow me like four doors, stay straight on that narrow. The spirit lives within me, so I go where it go." Where are you going? Are you on the straight and narrow? Tasha crazy. What you gonna say, Tasha?
Nothing. I just look like I know
silly. You did. I see that facial expression. Are you on a straight and narrow? Is that where you want to be? On a straight and narrow? Me, myself, I like side distractions sometimes. Because some of those distractions used to be dark, no lights. I could see the thorns. I could see the barriers along the way. And I can bypass it with ease. Now, I've gotten on a path to where my exits are very appealing. I want to get off. Didn't even explore what may be down the road farther. Don't even know that the first facade is real. I just like it, what I see. So I want to exit off. Therefore, I've gotten what? Distracted. Now, it was going to take me 60 days to get where I needed to be. Now, I'm going to have to add another 10 because I got what? Distracted by something that was appealing. It looked good. But all it did was delay my progress. So I get off the exit. Now, you know how you're traveling down the highway, you have those exits and it says exit only, but in your mind, you're stuck on it just being an exit. So you're thinking that when you get off, you can get right back on. And that's not the case. Now that exit has taken you another 5 to 10 minutes down the road where you have to make a U-turn and come back up that 5-10 minutes to get right back on the highway that you were on. Yeah, that's where we end up sometimes because it feels good. It looks good because you got distracted. So now you have to get back on your road. Song says, "Follow me like photos, stay straight on that narrow. Spirit lives within me, so I go where it go." I don't know where you're going and what it is, but you have to constantly remind. That's why this is important. This is important. Write your vision, make it plain, so that when those who read it can follow. If you have written and it has all of these extra variations going on, it's going to get lost in comprehension. It's not going to be readable. One of the tools we use when we're using Word is readabilities. So when you look up those statistics or when you set it, right, you're writing your papers and you do your spell check, it also gives you how much active or passive voice you're using. What is the readability? How much plagiarism may be evident. And you get stuck on readability because what you say and how you write is incomprehensible. Because the right way to do it, the journey to travel, you get distracted by fluff words, you get distracted by colorfulness, you get distracted by adjectives, things that don't line up, things that don't make sense. And so therefore it throws the reader off. It throws you off. So yeah, we're talking about delays. What have you distracted that your end results have been delayed? So good morning. Hey, what's up, Tasha? You said good morning to everybody today. Say hi.
Good morning.
Why are you talking with the mute button on?
What? Good morning.
Yeah, you muted.
I don't know how to stop.
Anyway, you figured it out. Good morning, Angie. Are you there? She might be doing forest. You on mute? I'm not sure. Maybe your volume is down. Good morning, Dynamic 3D.
Top of the morning. What it do?
Is everybody on mute, or is it me?
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you now.
All right. What it do? What it do? What's popping? Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm amazing. Another day in paradise. We got some liquid sunshine out here. We got to get out here and get it.
Awesome.
That we go through in life. Rainy days can slow you down, but you got to be motivated. You got to be highly motivated, truly dedicated to whatever your vision is. If you're not highly motivated and truly dedicated to your vision, you will get delayed by the smallest things. It could be something really, really small, like this, rain. Other places it may not be raining, but here in South Carolina, it's raining. So by it being rain, and it's a Saturday, it's still success to be gained. There's still a lot of success out here you can gain. But the average human feels sluggish on a rainy day. They don't really want to do too much. It's wet outside. It's cold outside. You know, they make up all these excuses in their heads. You know, they apply meaning to where there is no meaning. You know, they create all these different distractions and it delays them. You know, I've been delayed. I delayed myself plenty of times in life. You know, and it came from me not understanding the simplicity of my energy and people wanting my energy, wanting my good vibes, you know? And you'll put yourself in a position and you'll have a good mindset behind it, but on actuality, it may be a distraction because that ain't part of your vision. That ain't part of what you're really supposed to be doing for real. You're supposed to be doing something totally different, you know? So it's always a learned lesson when it comes to you recognizing delays, but the messed up part about it is a lot of us that don't recognize delays. We think it's a part of our journey, you know, and give or take, it could be a part of your journey because it could be one of those lessons that you need to learn. But if you're not a person to pay attention to lessons that you are being taught, then it's a constant delay. It's like that thought process of being insane. You know, you do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, but you don't. You know, you got to really switch it up, and that's how delays get minimized. You know, I truly believe there's always going to be delays in life because based off what we see, based off what we hear, sometimes based off what we feel, you know, lack of understanding, you know, lack of ambition. It's a lot of things that are going to make a person be delayed. You know, so I mean, my nugget for that is something that I have on my vision board, like you said, Momo. It's like you got to write it out, make it plain. You know, be very, very specific in what you want. You know, and it just has some principles. Have certain types of principles that you follow on a daily basis to get you excited. You know, my one principle is, well, I have two principles. One of the principles is I stay ready so I ain't got to get ready. And my second principle is proper preparation prevents poor performance. You know, and I think about that all the time. I think about situations I plan on putting myself in, you know, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared for it. I want to make sure that I'm ready for it, you know, so I won't delay myself. You know, I won't have no type of distractions to keep me from, you know, really achieving what I'm supposed to be achieving.
Hey, good morning, Chanisa.
Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, sorry about I overslept. I was like, oh my God, I missed it. I've gotten to the point to where it's like I can't miss it every morning. But I think I might have came in just in time in hearing what you were saying about delays and distractions. Great topic. That is, ooh, great topic. I can say that. And I can understand what you're saying about delays and distractions. Because I know for a fact for myself, I've allowed distractions to cause me to be delayed in where I think that I need to be at this certain point in my life. Um and I understand that, and you're right. Focus. Um and I'm a big person of writing everything down. My problem is going back looking at it, so I have to put it in my face, as we was discussing earlier this week, talking about goals and vision boards and goal posters or whatever, and like dynamic 3D. So you got to keep it in your face or whatever, so that you can know where you're supposed to be. If it's your roadmap, if you're traveling down the road and you got roadmap, like I'm dating myself, like back in the day we had roadmaps before we had GPS. um if you going and you think you know where you going, and you don't know that there's going, what's going on, it can be dark, and you think you know where you're going, but you put the roadmap down and it's like, oh, I've been this way plenty of times, that I'm going or whatever, but you don't have that roadmap in front of you to let you know where to say, okay, for sure where you're going, to let you know you're on the right path. You get distracted, and being distracted will cause a delay. I know what my distractions are, and I know why I'm delayed. And one of my major distractions, Mo, you and I had a conversation the other day, and I was telling you about, another friend was telling me about what my distractions were and how I need to get myself back on point. And I fully agree with that. So I know for me, that's what I'm working on. that particular distraction, those particular distractions, so that I can get myself back on point, back to where I'm supposed to be, so I can stop being delayed. Because like I say, I look at this point in my life and I'm like, you're supposed to be so much further along than where you are, but you staying around playing with the distractions and everything. And like you say, if it feels good, you're just gonna stay right there for a minute, but you are absolutely right. You got to stay on point, stay focused, write it down. Like you say, write the vision, make it plain, write it down, keep it in front of you, so that you could get to your end goal, get to your end result, to where you want to be. And that's
I
that's
want,
that's what I got to say for right now. And I jumped in 2 minutes ago.
yeah, I want to carry this conversation a little further, and I'm going to go into my variables that I'm going to mitigate mine. But I want to do something I don't normally do to you, Chanisa. And
Uh-oh.
that's and I want to.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Unknown.
Unknown. Everyone knows that I'm changing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm changing because I am focused on my end goal, and so some of my variables, some of my distractions, I'm conquering, and so this is one that I know don't normally do, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today. And I'm gonna encourage you openly today, and I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you why. So last year at the end of the year, so I get opportunities all the time. Um, and the opportunities I get, I can be very selfish and I can operate them on my own. But I knew I had a friend out there that was fully prepared, fully capable, and ready to give the world what she has to offer because of all the delays that has happened, and then not thinking that the product that was created could be, how is it going to be used? How am I going to get someone to actually bite on this mission I have put forth? So I negotiated the deal in reference to pass it on, but use my credibility to substantiate it. And so the opportunity to get a government contract from an unknown agency that you had no relationship with was a big bonus to you to say, go forward and be great. You have created something that the world needs. Your abilities and your talents to actually facilitate it speaks for itself. Now, here you go. Now make it happen. Now, along the way of participating in that entire contract, I was so scared that some of the behaviors that you normally display would F it all up. But I stayed confident. And I said, where I am needed, I will chime in outside of her awareness, and I will keep the fire burning so that she can conquer the mission. When we got that second email and we had that conversation with that agency, and they gave the compliments of how that program went, I was overwhelmed and baffled. I thought we had did a good job, but the way it ended, I thought that we had done that you had done a horrible job, and that we could never go forward. But to get the compliments back of how they were impressed with the flexibility that was displayed in participating in that contract was overwhelming. So my gift to you in such a time as this, that many distraction has not stopped your professionalism of being a phenomenal entrepreneur, a small business owner, creating something to leave a legacy for your kids, not only verbally saying it, but has put it in writing, has implemented, has tried it, has gotten the results, and not only has followed up, but already has adjusted to start new in March. That is how you get to the end. That's how you walk out the path that you desire to be in. A trainer, a facilitator, someone who could create curriculums that someone else can follow, that can now be released into the hands of any business because it has been tried. Not what someone else had put into place in their dissertation, had tested, but you have actually done on your own. My question is, are you ready to really take that to the next level and make it available for purchase? Because you've already went through the kinks. It has already gotten you where you need to be. You are where you needed to be because you've already tried it. You've already put the methodology into place, worked out the kinks, had to adjust it for individuals who doesn't operate fully in all their senses. That was a test within itself. That should have given you more life than ever, because your program has been implemented in an area not where full physical ability has the capability to exercise it, but with individuals who have an impairment, and you were able to adjust, assist, and apply. So I encourage you this morning. You are a curriculum creator. You are a program creator. And first time out the gate, you knocked that shit out the park. Hit a home run. And got paid for it. Yeah. So I
And
encourage you,
got
sis.
asked back. And got asked
Yeah.
back. It's like, woo.
So you know when
But
you do
yeah,
a good job, when you get invited back in.
wow. So yeah,
So do your
that
thing.
next level has been heavily on my mind. So I've
But it's a breeze. It's a breeze. You could sell it because you got a product. You know how to market yourself. It's already has a past performance. It already has given a great evaluation. Go for it. That minor distraction, all of that is a is one of those things that it's okay to be a damn boss and compensate and be compensated and or be the actual payer versus the payee. It's okay. It doesn't make you arrogant, conceited, independent, for lack of a better word, that you can't, that someone else can't come and still, you know, make things a little lighter. It's okay to be a damn boss because you are and you have been and you're doing it. And can't nobody say you can't. So embrace it. Handle your damn business. Take care of your own. You got contracts now. You got continuous flow of income. There's other agencies that need your support. You got off the exit that was exit only. It brought you down a path that you had to come back up. That took just a little bit more time. Now get back on, leave the stop sign. The red light has turned green and go forward. Because if my distraction had not hindered mobility, I would be rocking it. But my distraction is causing the delay for participating in the contract world of getting the millions, helping everybody else do it, filling their pockets, while I sit on the path of delay at the exit, at the red light, holding the button so it doesn't turn yellow or green. So do you. 2021, it's your year. Fight or flight. But you're in flight. So you can hover over or you can reach higher heights, just like we look at those charts. Higher highs, lower lows, but you have not broke the resistance of support because now your support has become your support, your resistance has become your support, and you're soaring to new higher heights. You're in the price discovery lane.
yeah, I like that analogy.
Hey,
I
it
like
is
that
what it is.
analogy.
Make everything work for you. All right. So my mitigation or my risk assessment is look what I got.
What's that? Can't see.
What's it say?
A planner. Lord, she's doing it again. Yay.
I didn't just
A
get one.
planner. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. When you're on a mission and you need some results, you come out of the cheap lane. You buy things that are of value, things that display uniqueness, that says you're serious about it. If you spend money on it, you will caretake it better. If you get that little cheap shit out of the Dollar Tree, you ain't gonna do nothing but toss that to the side. It's not gonna be beneficial to you because you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't pay that much for it. It's no big deal. It's just a calendar. It's just a planner. This bad boy costs some dollars.
Yes, that's a good one.
No matter where I put it, I'm gonna make sure it's in good care. Same way I take care of Luella in the morning, I'm gonna make sure it's in good care. This one is for Land Professional Solutions. And I made sure Had some colorful little stickers in it, some reminders. That's right, Tasha. Go and get you one. Let's make that damn, was it beacon of light, do what it do. Transportation. Let's add some value. Let's get some more clients out there. They're available. Open that camera back. Open that camera back.
Went to the other things. For some reason, my video stops when I'm trying to talk.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's cool. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Put a price on your goals. So when you buy tools to assist and aid in your journey, they're meaningful. They give that journey life. It's not just you're not just picking up things just to have them, but that they have value. I always say if you put a price on it, people gonna treat it right. Don't do nothing for free because they're not gonna act right. So do the same thing for yourself. And don't feel bad. You walk in Office Depot or Staples or Walmart or you go Amazon online or Alibaba and you buy what you desire. So if you're trying to be in millionaire status, you can't do that in Dollar Tree. Want to look like money, want to smell like money, can't do that at Dollar General. Some things are quality. Why I say that? Yes, you can get it, but how long will it last? I need to make memories. I need stuff that's not going to wither. I need to leave a legacy, a journey of how this happened, how it works. So when my next generation come along, it is still there. It could be picked up, it could be read, it could be followed. And that they not just continue the path that I'm on, but they stand on the shoulders thereof and they're better. They don't just make money moves, they make wealth moves. They don't have to worry about whether or not something's in their bank account or is there enough, because those blocks are checked already. I'm not even concerned that it's even there. Because I'm going to do it, I'm going to go, but I'm going to continue to add to. So, what has you distracted? What's causing delays? What are those exits that you're exiting only, not paying attention to the signs that temporarily I could get off and I could get back on? No, you're exiting on the exit only. So because you got off, took you 10 minutes out the way, and you got to come back, you done decided not only did you get off, you're going to make a stop. You're going to dwell in the distractions for a bit. Because something else, when you got off, that exit has caught your attention. Now, not only did you have one distraction, you got two. Not only did you delay yourself 10 minutes, now you've delayed yourself an extra 5. Now you have to get back on. So when you get back on your path, you upset, you're mad, you're pissed off, you're angry, because now it's going to take you just a little bit longer to get to your destiny, to get to your end result, to get to your end goal. Because you got distracted. Nobody did it to you. That time it took, all of that temporary feel-good moment caused you, and instead of getting there in the 60 days, you're getting there in 70. Instead of you getting there in 3 hours, now you're getting there in 4. Now you're mad. Now when you do get to that result, you can't enjoy it. You can't celebrate. It's no longer exciting to you anymore because along the way you didn't enjoy it. Why? Because you got off an exit only, knowing it would take time for you to get back. And that it would put you in a space of uncertainty, unsecure, unstable, just a straight distraction. You know it, you're aware of it, but you do it anyway. Expecting, putting on a facade as if it is, knowing. One of the things I like about that I've enjoyed on learning technicals and learning the charts is that there's an uptrend and there's a downtrend. But check it out. Here's the cool part about the downtrend. There's an uptrend too, but there's a part where how you can identify if price action will pull back, will drop. It's called gaps. Fill in the gaps. When you get distracted off your pad, that's some things that was missed that it's going to come back to. With African Emporium, Willis says the moving averages act as a magnet. It just draws the price right back and then expands. Come back and feel that action that you just passed right over. Now, for some people, it's a beautiful thing to pull back because you understand how to live a value-based lifestyle versus a goal-based lifestyle. So you're not just checking the block start to end. You're capitalizing going up and you're capitalizing coming down. So filling the gaps, you cool with it because you understand that as you travel, as that price action uptrend, that if I leave something out, that I'm gonna retrace, and I'm cool with that because I'll grab my nuggets of retracement and then I'll work my way back up. But for many of you, when you have to retrace, when you pull back, when you on a downtrend, you finding it very difficult to get back up to higher heights, to new lands of price discovery. Oh, I'm on the road this morning, y'all. Anybody else got something to say? I'm in a whole nother space. So y'all just gonna let me rock this by myself. Okay, it's coming up, right? So what has you distracted? What's causing delays? It's the end result. What's the end goals? Or you've created a goal that damn if you do, damn if you don't. Everybody else tells me I should do that. So go ahead, Dynamic.
I'm gonna speak off from my career path that I'm on. You know, I've always been in marketing. I've always been involved in face-to-face interactions with people, and I've learned a lot from a lot of individuals across the United States. You know, just to give my backstory a little bit, you know, I've been to 41 states. I've lived in 11 states. I've operated business as far as myself in 4 states when it comes to me being like the person making it all happen. But I was with a company that made me a national trainer, and they just put me in different places all across the United States where I had to motivate individuals to drive sales for a product that we was promoting. And we was doing the business to business. We was doing it event-based marketing, you know. So it's an amazing time that I went through. But now that I'm in this fitness arena and I'm utilizing all these skills that I've incorporated into my life from going all across the world when it comes to the United States, and I haven't even got a chance to go outside of the country yet. It makes me think about that delay for me. And when you are not super secure in yourself, you'll delay yourself from greatness and experiencing things. So when I get a client and or I meet a person that's interested in making a change, you know, not for nothing, in my mind, I be thinking, let's do something right now. What's keeping you from doing something right now? What's stopping you from doing it right now? Let's go. You know, and I'm trying to teach myself how to not get distracted, not get distracted when it comes to anything that I want to pursue. Like if I want to pursue something, I don't want to position myself in any type of distraction. So if I can show people that, that's where the discipline comes into play. Because delays can mess up everything that you want to accomplish. And the wrong thought process can delay you. The wrong thought process can delay you based off whatever your thoughts is and what your expectations is. You just gotta really just put your head down and move and stay focused on what you really, really feel deep inside you. Because sometimes the thought process can mess you up if you're not level-headed in whatever you're trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? So when it comes to just change in general, when it comes to just the way you position yourself, that can really play an effect and delay. I love the analogy that you're using when it comes to the exit, you know, because when you think about relationships, business relationships, you know, sometimes those can be delays for you. When you think about preparation to start a business, like how you were speaking of what your best buddy, your BFF. You know what I mean? Like the conversations I heard you guys have, like I understand that it's like you influence people on different levels, you know, and from me just being in your world over just the last 7 to 8 months, I can see where you don't want to be delayed no more. I can see it. So when I meet people and they tell me they want to do certain things, you know, I think about myself as well too. Me telling somebody else what I want to do, and the comfort in somebody holding me accountable. And I think that's where we can get better as a society when it comes to delays. You know what I mean? It's nobody's perfect. Nobody can do anything at a drop of a hat, really. But you have individuals that have that mentality. You know, you have individuals that move that way. And the more we enhance each other's thought process, like me being in the fitness concept, you know, yourself being involved in the government contracts and being involved in a lot of different things when it comes to logistics and accounting, you know, and other individuals that we're connected with that has, you know, all these different avenues of life, but they may be lacking somewhere else. And that could be the delay. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta, this right here, I think is really going to hold everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who said it, but a young lady came in and said, "Oh man, I thought I was late." You know, she felt like she was delayed to hear some greatness. Like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, all these little things matter. You know what I mean? So, I think this platform that you have set up is really going to help all of us not be delayed. You know what I mean? Because I'm be truth be told, I'll be looking forward to it now every single morning. Lord have mercy, get excited. You know, so yeah, man. I can go on and on, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at there.
Good morning, Deshandra. Janisa. Tasha. Tasha, what you gonna say?
Good morning.
What's up, girl? Yeah, so we're talking about delays. What have you distracted? What's keeping? What's being able to identify, then rate it, and then come up with variables to mitigate it, and then re-rate it to lower those risks.
A lot had me delayed. Oh, I think, I think Mo, like I say, David said it best. I mean, like, what you doing? Like, I overslept this morning, so I was like, I hope they still on. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Hey, lovely Luella. But I was like, oh my God, I missed Mo. I missed everybody. I didn't get, that morning dose of like, it's so much positivity, and everybody is always on the negative. Like, if it's something negative or something stupid, we supporting it. I am not trying to be funny. So I've delayed and I've delayed and I've delayed. I'm almost done with my personal training certificate, but my personal trainer told me something best. She was like, why are you not using your skill? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, why are you not putting together what you wanted to do? And I want to create an online program. So I'm rolling it out March 1st, basically, like I told you before. But I had drugged my feet because I didn't have my personal certification. She was like, you don't need the personal certification. I mean, I know fitness. I know, but I'm finishing because I want to do it the right way. So I'm going to finish my certificate, finishing my nutrition class, all of that stuff. But I kind of put this off like for over a year just because I was like, I just don't want to do it because nobody's going to support it. Nobody's going to want to do anything positive for them health. If for their health, they're not going to want to get themselves together. So why put in my time to give them a great program? It is going to be seen like, oh, whatever. So I had to shift my mindset to be like, it's going to be somebody that needs this program. It's going to be somebody that wants this program. Somebody want to get started. Somebody need what you're able to give. So I just was like, you know what? I got to start building it. I put a deadline on it. And so since I've started forging forward, people are actually reaching out to me and rolling, and they're like, hey, it's about time you did this. I'm so proud of you. And I was just like, oh, okay, thank you. But I procrastinated in doing it for over a year. Yeah.
What stands out to me when you made your statements is the fact when we think nobody needs what we have to offer. What I found out along the way is that people are looking for new opportunities because they are they've either outgrown where they are because there's no growth or progression, so they need something new, or the quality of service given wasn't up to par, so they're looking for something different. And so what we have to offer is usually appealing and will attract. Sometimes I know I would get distracted on the environment thereof, looking for those individuals to be a part. And it wasn't until I think, and Chalisa probably can help me remember this, because I'd say what I'm going to do like in the Octobers of the previous year. I think it was at 19, and I was like, I kept telling the girl, we ain't looking for, I forget the old clients, we're looking for new clients, all new, all new, all new, all new. Doesn't matter to me if you ain't supporting because you're not my audience. So when people present me with different business owners to support and help, and I don't react, you're not my audience. I've created, once you start, especially when you're in the training atmosphere, and you've narrowed down your scope of work, what it is you're going to offer, because people will have you going in all different directions, straight off your path. Why? Because they have a little bit of that. But once you narrow down, the song says, follow me like for those straight on that narrow. When you've narrowed down your scope of work in your training regimen and what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, you leave yourselves room to grow. Well, I'm not participating in that part of my curriculum yet. I'm doing this part. So you could catch me. So what I had to do with my classes, I used to have 4 levels of individuals in there, and they were driving me crazy. So I went from 5 hours of training to 3 hours of training to 1 hour of training, from 12 weeks to 4 weeks, 1 hour a day, only to beginner level business owners who were interested in specifically government contracts and set aside certifications. If that's not what you were looking for, even though I have the knowledge to do all the other things, I'm not doing it. That's not what that's not what I'm at. This is what I want to do. This I'm going to do it. So I turn people down. You can offer me whatever you like. I have people gifted me. I'm not doing that right now. That's not what I want to do. For one, I know my abilities. I know my capabilities. I know what I can handle right now. So even though mentally I can do it, physically I can't. So I'm not going to put myself in those situations. So you're either going to have to wait, or you're going to take what I'm offering right now, and then we're going to build on it. Go ahead, Chanisa.
Oh, no. I was just agreeing with you. I do remember that. And I remember when we first started off training, teaching, the business, compliance, I put it that way, the whole gamut of everything, and having to break it down. I was like in the same situation. It's like, well, I know all of this and they need to know all of this. And it was like, nope, fine tune it. And this last contract I had it really showed me how I had to fine tune it. So now, right now, my training is geared toward one thing. That's and that's where like I say, take it to the next level. I'm ready to take that to the next level because I got that part down pat. Got it.
It goes back to filling those gaps. You wouldn't have to in your trainings have to be concerned with doing it if there's a reason education is set up. Preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, undergrad, graduate, and PhD level or advanced level, right? There's a reason, because there's foundational things that you need to know. People get frustrated. Why do I have to wait? Well, if you miss it, meaning you create a gap, guess what's going to happen? Oh, that price is going to get filled. You're going to have to come back to it because you're going to need those skill sets to operate up here. So it takes time. So your distraction is rush. I got to get that, I got to get there. And you're leaving gaps. And then you're going to get here and you didn't pick up those skill sets. Now you got to come back and feel it. Now you delayed yourself. So you got to come back and fill that gap. So like when I go through training and I have to participate in certain moves and certain exercises that I'm not familiar with to work certain muscle groups to gain mobility again, that's where I'm thinking like, wow, I missed that along the way. So now I have to come back and fill the gaps. So now your progress is delayed, not a negative thing. It's just that you have to come back and fill those gaps in order to build those muscle groups, in order to wake up muscle memory so that you can move properly. And it won't happen unless you fill the gap. You can't jump over the water pedal sometimes. There may not be no edge around. You have to literally go through it. Figure out a way to go through it. Not figure it out, because the outline is there. Sometimes our delays is that say stay straight on the narrow and go, but because you see opportunity to go around the obstacle, you do it, and then find yourself having to come back and retrace and deal with that barrier because it's unavoidable. It's part of the process. Everything is not a negative content. It's part of the move. So you have to be familiar with what that is because it's going to come up again. And so going through the training with the visually impaired, being able to train whether the person has physical ability or not was a growth stage, not taking shortcuts in your training. when you put the curriculum together, it has to be able to reach all levels of abilities. It has to have alternative methodologies that could come in and aid with or without you being in that situation at that time. So it created an opportunity to come back and fill the gaps. So in my mindset, when I'm sitting and I'm listening to those and they're making their requests, and I'm saying, whoa, wait a minute, they just added to this. Okay, how can you meet that need? Think, think, think. Is something that you've done career-wise that will help it so that you don't lose this contract. Okay, I got it. But if you've never went through it, you've never been a part of it, you've never decided to challenge that particular area, you could never think that quick on your feet. I'm very good programmatic. My biggest issue, my biggest distraction, it's not based on the physical impairment that came along, was keeping it here with that. So I've decided to start journaling, putting those words back together, putting that thought, being able to transition, read it. Does it make sense? Does it flow? Do it more often than ever. Add it into the daily regimen. So where am I at? Day 19. How am I doing? So I started getting up, eating, being active, moving right along, adding to something outside of me that I had to take care of that would tell the truth if I don't. See? Then now my variables are coming a little bit more quicker. Picking up the paper and the pad again, the pen, and begin to document, revisit, add to, as Brother African Emporium says, wash, rinse, and repeat. Now I'm at the point of, and that's why I got to get him on here, to once I reach that plateau of thought, for it to manifest outward. Revisit that level. Recognize when you get that. That doesn't come unless you have put yourself in a space of what I talked about before: relaxation, implementation, and then bam, follow up. Just like that. So thought to paper to execution. Seeing those obstacles veering off that path look damn good is so exciting to travel down, but being able to admire it and keep the party rolling, because there's an end result that will be much more rewarding and attract many more beautiful things or opportunities. And that I don't want to delay no more, because I know once I get there, then the newness or the unknown is gonna be well more greater than what is. And that, my friends, is important to me. That's where I am. Go ahead, Chai.
Oh no, I'm just listening.
Oh.
I'm just listening. But I one point you made a little bit back. You were saying having to, all obstacles aren't negative. You know, things that, well, grandma used to say, if it don't kill you, it make you stronger. So, you know, some obstacles you have to face and challenge because it does make you stronger for what lies ahead, which is an unknown to you. Like you mentioned about the challenge with the training and having to adjust fire in the middle of it. Things just kept changing and changing, and it's like if you had not went through a similar situation, um, that that you learned from and can see how it worked, you wouldn't have been able to adjust fire like that. So yeah, like I say, all obstacles aren't meant for your downfall. Some are meant to make you stronger. Um, I remember a while back, oh Lord, it's been years. This just came back up. I don't know what job I was on, what I was doing, what company I was with, but I remember they talked an analogy of, oh, I remember what it was. I remember what it was now. Gave the analogy of the ant. You can put an ant has, if you notice ants when they're on a mission, they all travel in a straight line. You know, you can put something in front of the ant, they will go around it, over it. Sometimes they go through it, depending on what it is. You have to have, now the ant is little as all get out, brain probably not bigger than a nanosecond, but they have that determination that I don't care what you put in front of me, we on a mission and we're going to go through it, around it, over it, or whatever. You're not going to stop. So if an ant has that much determination to stay focused on its end goal, what does that say about us? We need to have the determination of an ant to not be distracted, to not get delayed. And if we are delayed, we figure a way to get around that delay to keep going what we're doing.
You know,
Yeah.
I love that analogy of the ant. It was the company I was working with, I was talking about earlier, that promoted me to national trainer. They had a concept of the rhino, and it's three major points about the rhino that makes it significant to an entrepreneur, anybody that's in direct sales, CEO, whatever, and the ant has the same exact concept too. It's just smaller. The only difference is the analogy. I ain't gonna say any difference, but the analogy of the rhino is a rhino has thick skin, so like you can't pierce it. So when you think about that as a human being, one of the main things that hurts people's hearts and their souls the most is um, the word no, or sometimes it could be affiliation. You know, um, that progress sometimes can stop a person. Just somebody telling them no about an idea they got going on, or no to a move they want to do, and they don't think that's a good move. It could be anything, right? We heard the word no a bunch of times as a child growing up. You know what I mean? No, don't do this. No, don't do that. You know, no, don't touch that stove. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of stuff. So growing up, hearing that, you know, it was kind of embedded into you. But as you get older, then it's a different feeling. So having that thought process, having that really thick skin, like nothing can pierce me, nothing can stop what I got going on, like the ant. Great. Also, the next thing is a rhino can't go backwards. The way their legs is set up, they can only go forward. That's the only way they can move. They can't tread backwards. So by them moving forward like that, they only have a motion of going forward. They even gonna go through you, but they're not gonna go around you. So all they're gonna do is go through you. So having the mentality of going through all the distractions, going through all the different emotions you may have, all these different things you may encounter in the midst of your journey to success, it's good to have that thought process of like, it's nothing going to stop me. Also, rhinos can't go left or, since they can't move backwards, they can't go left or right, and they have a narrow snout, so all they could do is see straight, so they have a tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So it's like just these different scenarios of animals that's out here that was created from God himself, like we come from the same origin as far as just understanding, but we have to seek that understanding and know it. And it's a lot of analogies out here, that we all can use when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? If we position ourselves to think this way and move that way and still utilize our senses as humans, man, we'll be unstoppable, man. Like, for real, we'll really be unstoppable, man.
Anyone else want to have, I guess, some closing thoughts? All right, so I hope you all have a very excited day, a productive day, and do some things that you enjoy, that adds value to your journey. And you think about those gaps that you left along the way that distracted you from your end goal. And you put some action into play. And let's see some results. We on day 19, y'all. And today has been fruitful as usual. But it's just gotta get ready to do what you do best. And that's hustle. Because you all already know lifestyle is a business. That's how I get down. All right. So peace and love. And I see y'all when I see y'all. All off how you will.
Ride with me like photos, stay straight on that narrow. The spirit live within, so they follow where I go. Ride with me like photos, stay straight on that narrow. The spirit live within, so they follow where I go. Ride with me like photos, stay straight on that narrow. The spirit live within, so they follow where I go. Ride with me like photos, stay straight on that narrow. The spirit live within, so they follow.